You good in frame?
Yeah.
See yourself. All right.
Yeah, I think we're good. Cool. All right. So,
welcome everybody to the Blueprint Podcast, the podcast where we put you on wax, we put you on some game. My name is Jimmy Teflon. This is my co-host, JK the Visual. So what's up, JK?
what's good, everybody? First episode podcast. Well, I mean, if we're gonna be really honest, technically this is our second episode, but the first one we did was a test run. But this is for real. So yeah, I'll let Jimmy take it away.
There's a lot of complications with the first episode in terms of camera stop recording, unorganized. There's not a lot of continuity within the show. It was like all over the place. There's moments where I'm like, we're not going to get political, and then next moment, what do you think about Biden?
and then we just started getting into just random conversation. But I mean that's what it is with the first podcast episode. But we're here, we're now, and we're kind of just.
It's gonna be a little rocky the first few episodes. Cause
hold on, table's a little messy, because we trying to be cool.
We're
so
professionals.
Yeah, you're watching us trying to be professional, but that's just us being who we are. And so I guess I'll let Jimmy basically introduce more of what the blueprint is and what we're trying to achieve and all that good stuff.
It's going to be a little rocky the first few episodes because this is your first podcast, right?
Yeah, I just recently was in the podcast, just basically as a guest. So I will say it's the Cochino show, with Ryan and Doc.
Yeah.
So shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
We had a good time, so that episode will be out soon, I'm sure. And we talk about some nasty shit, but this is about.
I feel like it's easier to be a guest though, because you don't really have to do much. As hosts, it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
I am a co-host with another podcast with Mr. Unguided. Shout out Unguided. But we're all drinking. We're all just fucked up the entire night.
That sounds like fun too.
Podcast,
right? Don't get me wrong. There's probably going to be times where we will be sipping on some drinks here and there, but today it was just a laid back Sunday, so we're just matter of fact, this dude.
Don't point at me like that. Bro, leave me alone.
Oh man, no,
it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
I walked into Tommy's studio a few days ago with Stu.
Oh yeah,
and then Tommy
was that a few days ago? Wasn't that yesterday?
No, that wasn't yesterday. We didn't go yesterday.
Damn.
But a few days ago, me and Stu went to Tommy's, and then Tommy was just like, "You fucked up, Jimmy," and I'm like, is this who I am now? Am I just the alcoholic SoundCloud rapper? Is this my entire image?
Is that how you're gonna be? Isn't that how Eminem was for a couple years? He was just drunk all the time.
He was on
and just
crack.
rapping. Oh, okay, never mind. It was not drinking. I thought, okay, you're right. It was crack. No, you're right. It was definitely crack. But I guess what I'm trying to say. Okay. I guess what I'm trying to say, it's a similar thing where you're just gonna be that rapper that's intoxicated or on some kind of dose.
On crack.
On some kind of dose. Yeah.
I'm gonna start my crack smoking career immediately. That's what I'm gonna do.
Because that's the only way you're gonna get hot, right? It's just that's the only way I can make it by.
No, but the first few episodes are gonna be a little rocky because we're still learning new things to learn every single day. But our primary podcast. Our primary goal with this podcast is to help the community and anybody who's trying to start a business in entertainment, any artistic business or anything. Hopefully you'll be able to learn something from our podcast, right? Because we want to bring on various amount of different guests from all different walks of life and from all different parts of the world to come and talk about their experiences while doing their business and any advice that they could give to those who may be in the same lane that they didn't get when they first started. And that's what me and JK are here to do, right? We're here to help the community learn and help the community grow. I haven't seen any other podcast like this from Reno. There's only one other podcast I could think of, $1 million worth of game. That's pretty much, we're trying to do what they do, but more community centric, right? And they're a lot more focused on rap music too. We want to focus on the community and we want to focus on everybody from rappers to photographers to fucking jewelers and strippers. All right. Anybody.
We basically just want to talk with anybody that's just out there, just willing to have a conversation. And we got, jewelers, art, any kind of artists, photographers, strippers. Whatever, we just want to talk. That's really it. We just want to see what they do in this town. And
I'm really excited for the stripper one.
Yeah, I know you are. And I'll be real with you. I've never actually, that I know of, spoken to a stripper that's actually said it to my face. Hey, I'm a stripper. No, so that'll be interesting for me. But but that's what the people are here to see.
So how'd you get into shaking ass for a living?
They're gonna be entertained by having me, talk to a stripper. Like, hey, this is John we're talking about here. This is JK.
This is a good old Christian.
This is
boy.
good old guy. Not a Christian. I'm not much of a church goer, but I guess I'm a nice guy. You know what I'm saying?
John's rocking those new little Nas X sneakers.
No, I'm definitely not. I just heard about them today, so there's no way I'd have them.
He's already got them. I asked him if he knew about it. He's like, yeah, and I looked down and drop of blood in his feet. But
yeah, I'm just like cutting and just dropping, just sprinkling, just
some of these motherfucking demons today, bro. Trying to end the world. Fuck this shit.
Oh my gosh.
No, we want to provide a platform for people to learn from. That's why we called it the blueprints of your success.
Maybe at some point we'll have like an actual blueprint across this table, like an actual who knows what the kind of blueprint is? Some random building, whatever,
Wait for season 2. Season 2, our entire setup's gonna fucking be
It's gonna
crazy,
be a little bit different.
We're saving up some money right now to have a good nice setup and a good process for recording. But for right now, we just want to get this shit started because at the end of the day, the podcast isn't about what it looks like; it's about what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Right.
And we just have what we got, and we're just going with what we have with this podcast. And we got little lav mics here, just talking.
Yeah.
We got my camera just set up, and we're aimed at him. And I already know for a fact Jimmy over here is gonna try to just take the whole show over.
It's crazy, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just be in the middle at some point.
At some point, I'm just gonna be pushed
you just stand behind.
It's
the camera.
what? Yeah, it's you know what, JK, just stand in the back. It's all good.
You can say something sometimes if I allow it.
If you allow it, this is his show.
No, this is our show. At the end of the day, don't ever get it twisted.
Man. Nah, but we got some good fun though. Good fun.
Yeah. So John, you're a photographer. Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing photography?
I've been doing photography for about. Really, I guess if I'm doing professional photography now or trying to do professional, I don't know what professional is anyway. I've just been shooting for about really 2 years straight now. I'd say about almost 2 years. But I was kind of on and off for 3 years, just kind of shooting street photography. Trying to do some documentary photography, a little bit of landscape here and there. But I just got into portraiture last year, at the beginning of last year, before COVID hit and stuff.
That's when you and me met, right?
But actually, I don't remember how me and you met. I think you just asked me for a photo shoot because you wanted some photos.
No, I said that's when we met, right?
Yeah, last year. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think you were just catching me really still just honing my craft as as a portrait photographer, which I still am. I'm still learning, always learning. I'm a student of the game. That's a motto that I live by. I'm always going to be a student of the game.
On wax.
Exactly. But yeah, that's kind of, I guess that's how long I've been doing it. So I would say about almost 2 years, but I'm not going to say I'm the best or I've mastered it because it's probably never going to happen.
Still in a matter of 2 years, you've gotten to a level of almost any rapper, any person that I talk to that is within the community of entertainment within Reno, they know about you. Right?
Yeah, no.
You've accumulated a pretty good name for yourself in the past 2 years in terms of the community because you work with Trev, you work with Stu, you know what I mean? Stu might have put you on his shoulders a little bit, you know what I mean?
I will give most of the credit to Stu, and that's Stu J the Vamp. That's a shout out to the boy right there, to the homie. But I will give him credit for most of it just because he's the one that pushed me to post my work on Instagram because I wasn't going to do it originally. I was just going to do photos and just, stick it as a hobby. But then once I start putting it on Instagram, that's when
things started taking off.
Yes, things started taking off, yeah. And again, at first it was just mostly my street photography, a little bit of urban landscape stuff, but nothing too crazy in regards to portraiture.
Right.
But once people started hitting me up or I started going to some events of meeting people, that's when I started getting into more of you know what, hey, I'm gonna give some portraiture a shot. And I was really never into doing portraits, but then once I just told myself I'm gonna stick to this year, 2020, just shooting portraits. Right. And it kind of just took off from there.
What do you think helped you grow the most when you first started off? Was it going to the events and meeting people and just trying to take photos of them?
I would say just constantly shooting, to be honest with you. Just constantly just taking any opportunity that fell on my lap. Basically, just people just coming to me and wanting me to shoot, and I was like, what, why not? Why not take the chance to shoot and try and basically just try it out.
Right.
But yeah, Like, yeah, I mean, that's basically how it's been going. That's how I take any approach, like, especially this year too. Like, you know, we're hopefully going to be out of like COVID, you know, at some point. And then I'm just kind of just trying to improve my photography, especially like once I got into like film photography. Like you've seen I have a big ass camera. You know, I shoot with it.
That motherfucker.
Yeah, that's know that's the old
that thing is obnoxiously large.
It is. It definitely is.
He pulled it out. I'm like, what the fuck? You about to send me back in time? That shit was a time machine.
You shouldn't say it like that. You make it sound like it's something else. But yeah, I did pull out a giant camera. And he basically like, yo, what the fuck is this? And I'm over here like having him on the ground and while I'm pointing this giant camera at him.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a shoot. We're in the middle of doing the LaRue shoot. And then he's just like, all right, Jimmy, stay right there. I'm like, okay. And he reaches in his backpack and he pulls out this fucking behemoth, this fucking time travel machine. And he just pops out. He's like, all right, pose. I'm like, that's not a camera, is it?
It's like, why does it look like you're going to kill me?
Yeah, he's like, no, it's a camera, bro. This shit look like a fucking smoke generator.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no, that shit was funny. But yeah, no, like, but yeah.
Those photos came out cold as fuck.
They did. They came
out
I mean, to be honest, like, and I started processing the film myself too, but that's like a different conversation for another day. But I mean, basically, like, I processed the film myself and that's really something I'm working on too. But, you know, film is fucking expensive. So, you know, I got to be able to shoot both.
I see a really big argument amongst the photography community every now and then. Like, it's film versus digital.
Yeah, no, for some reason.
Where do you stand on that?
For some reason, people, like, you know, think that one's got to be better than the other. But if you're asking my opinion, I think both are great. It's just depending on how you like the look. Like, what look suits you better. Like, for me, I will say I like the film look a lot better just because, like, I just like how it looks. Like, it's a look that I still can't explain, but it's just like, it's very soft, kind of dreamy. I kind of like the look, but it doesn't mean I don't like digital because digital has its uses and I do enjoy just photography in general. That's why I say I'm a student of the game because I want to be good at both aspects, film photography and, you know, digital photography. So that's kind of how I've approached this craft as of now.
What made you want to get into film photography? Was it just always like as a photographer, you just always knew about it and you're like, when I have the chance, I'll get into it?
Oh, no, man, I was scared shitless, bro. Like, because I did film photography back in high school. Like, I took a class and I failed the class, like straight, like F. That's an F on my resume in photography. And that's kind of like, that's probably my first introduction into photography. But I mean, I did like, you know, have an infatuation with like cameras back then too, like little like point and shoots, whatever. But like, once I failed that class, I was like, I'm never gonna do this photography ever again. And then like, you know, obviously like 3 or 4 years, 3 years ago, I got back into photography because of the job that I have now, which got me into videography. So that's why I have this camera too. You know, we're doing a video, that kind of stuff, whatever. But once I got back into like, you know, shooting photos, and then COVID happened, you know, I was just basically starting like, you know, doing portraits. I'm like, you know what? I was like, maybe this is a time like people are kind of pushing themselves during COVID, like, you know, they're doing something different, you know, they're going a different direction. I was like,
would you say COVID like hindered, or would you say it hindered or boosted your career? And if it did hinder, how'd you work around it?
I'd say it was a little bit of both. So the hindering was kind of like, you know, I wasn't able to shoot like portraits, which I was just getting into at the time. And I was like, damn, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I kind of just didn't really want to like shoot like, you know, just keep shooting like what I was doing, or at least going backwards in a sense.
You're like in the middle of trying to do something different with your shit, and then like you're like you refuse to like go back to the original stuff.
Exactly. And it doesn't mean I don't go back to it now and then because I do love it. That's how I started, and that's just like
but
what
you're in the middle of like trying to like, you know, craft a certain aspect.
I'm trying to learn a whole new thing, which is like, you know, portraits and stuff. So I was like, you know what, like since COVID's happening and I pay attention to like other people too. Like, you know, everybody's doing something different. They're trying something out. I was like, you know what? I was like, you know, I've been seeing film photography like grow in the last like year or two from that moment, and I was like,
it's the aesthetic of it.
Yeah, it's the aesthetic. So when I was watching that, I was like, you know what, man, maybe it's about that time I kind of just dive back into it. Like, I'm scared shitless of it because I know what happened last time, and that's because I didn't have the mental capacity as a 15, 16-year-old learning film photography at the time.
What's so difficult about it?
It's just like you understanding like the whole aspect of photography, like, you know, like the amount of light that gets put in the camera, like the ISO, shutter speed, the aperture, all that stuff. Again, I'm not very technical when it comes to a camera. Like I could, it's hard for me to explain it. Like I could just do it more than explain.
Right. Well, I mean, like, there's a level of respect that goes to photographers that are purely technical.
Yeah.
But I feel like like you could compare it to sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like to music. Like there's a lot of engineers that are very technical with their shit, and they have an equation for what music should sound like.
Yeah.
But some people don't know that shit, and they just do it by how it sounds to them. You know what I mean? Like somebody like Travis Scott.
Yeah.
You look at Travis Scott, somebody who doesn't make traditional vocal engineering. He just did it by sound. Like he didn't know what he was doing. He just did what he did, right?
Yeah.
He did it until it sounded good, and he made a whole new fucking subgenre of music. You could say the same thing about photography. Somebody who doesn't have like the technical know-how in terms of like when it comes to cameras, they just do it about how it looks. You could create a whole new fucking vibe from that shit, right? Because those are the people that fuck around. Those are the people that, you know, are creative with it. Those are the people that make new styles.
Yeah.
Right? That's how I feel about it. You know, it's good to be technical, but like, I feel like when it comes to like any art crafts, you shouldn't put that at the top of everybody's resume.
See, and I totally agree with you on that, because like, you know, a lot of people like are so like focused on like the technical stuff, like, you know, you got to do this because this is how it's supposed to be. And I'm like, well, how are you gonna stand out? How are you gonna do your own thing if you're just gonna stick to what's there?
If you're just being cookie cutter.
Exactly. Right. And you know, and that's what I try to tell people too sometimes. Like, you know, sometimes, you know, push yourself, do something different.
There's no equation to creativity.
Exactly.
There's no mathematical equation to creativity.
Yeah, and you know, and at the end of the day, like in my sense, like, you know, camera's just a tool. You know, you're just gonna use it, and you do whatever you want with it. You could treat it however you want. You could use it however you want.
It's only limited by your own creativity.
Exactly, and see, that's why I don't want to be limited by, as in like, you know, me just like, you know, sticking to the cookie cutter stuff. I've always thought like maybe just pushing myself and doing something different. Right. And again, that's how I got into film photography. Like, you know, I'm going backwards. Like, instead of like, you know, going to the new school, I'm going old school.
Fuck it.
And you know, and I've kind of like enjoyed it a lot more. Like, I like the whole process, especially when I develop my own film and stuff too. I like the whole aspect of it. But again, you know, there's still room for digital in my life, like digital photography. So that's why, like, you know, I have a set of digital cameras and film cameras too, and I try to use both, especially like, you know, because I still feel like like I said, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to get better at this craft. So,
do people ever hit you up for strictly film photography?
No, man. I mean, usually, like, you know, when usually they just ask me for a shoot. I mean, I put it on my Instagram like profile, like with how I shoot film photography. So my assumption is like they know how I shoot, they know my work, they know how it is. But if you don't, then I mean, obviously you're not reading. Well, so I mean, it is what it is. But
from now on, when we do photos, I only want it.
You only want it in film?
I only want it film.
All right, dude.
I don't want no more digital photos.
You hear it from this guy first. All right. I mean, but you know, with the film comes a bit of more of an expensive
That's
tag.
Fine. I will pay you.
All right, listen, good. See, this is the guy right here.
Respect the price, right?
You got to respect the price.
All right. Put them on game number one. Respect the goddamn price. Okay. Listen, you want like some shit done for your stuff?
What do you call it? The game Bible? Is that
the game Bible? All right. The ethics of game.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking Jimmy 316, all right? Respect the most.
That's when it happened at 316, you know, Stone Cold. You're going to be stoning people too, or what?
yeah. You know, all the shit, right? We're going to be stoning people that don't respect the price. Thou shalt not disrespect the motherfucking bag.
Or a stunner shall appear. or you shall not get stuned.
Thou shalt get stoned. Some shit, I don't know. I'm going to write about it.
Thou shalt get stunneth.
However the fuck they talk.
Oh my gosh. That'd be funny, dude. No, but yeah, I mean, and again, that's kind of where I'm at now. So I'm kind of just like, you know, trying to improve the craft and stuff. And that's kind of why I haven't posted on my Instagram either, just because like I've just been more focused on like really like honing the craft, especially since I was out for a while, like with my surgery and stuff. I've kind of just like, you know, kind of taken a step back and just trying to get that flow back that I feel like I lost when I took like a month and a half away from shooting.
Right. Well, still, it was a dope ass comeback.
Oh, dude, thank you.
We talked about this on the fake
shoot. Episode, practice episode.
This man disappeared for a month, came back with GTA.
Yeah, that's how it was. Just filmed the GTA video. I mean, it was mostly because of you and the connects you had. So that's definitely. I mean, I just pointed the camera, bro.
It was just legendary video. It was a group effort, even though I did most of the work.
It was a group effort, sure, most of the work.
Matter of fact, I did all the work. Still just complained.
Yeah.
He just got mad the whole time. Get closer, John.
Yeah, he's like, get closer.
Can we leave yet, James? Are we done?
It's like, we done here? No. I mean, but it was fun. It was a fun shoot.
It was so fun.
Yeah, we just did it. It was just a fun time. You know, again, if this man ever, you know, posts on his Instagram like, hey, we need bodies. If you want to be an extra,
slide through.
Yeah, you should slide
don't
through.
Don't be one of those fucking people that regret it because
you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it pretty bad.
I'm gonna hit you up, be like, you want to be in the video? You can be like, nah. You're gonna see the video, be like, oh, I should have been in the fucking video. And that's not even me just making that shit up. Like, people really hit me up and they're like, oh, that shit looked fucking fire, dude. What the fuck? Because they thought it was going to be gay. You know what I mean? I've never done some shit like this before. So, like, I can't
that was going to be pretty much.
But next time, catch y'all lacking. All right?
Yeah, and next time it's probably going to be bigger than this one is, too. Because I feel like we try to push the envelope a little bit, even if it's just like by tiny increments, you know what I mean? Like, we just kind of keep going. But I'm sure everybody probably wants to know, like, how me and you, like, even got to this point, like, as a podcast. Like, obviously, we worked with each other. Mm-hmm. You know, I've shot videos for this man. You know, he's asked for some photos for me, too. But, I mean,
He's asked for features from me, and I said no every time.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I just need somebody to just give me a hook or something.
Yeah,
just like, I can throw in a video or something. But really, like, how this kind of started is, like, Jimmy just hit me up. Dude said, like, hey, like, you know, like, John, like, me and you have, like, some good conversations, and we tend to talk a lot. Like, you know, I want to start a podcast, and I want you to be my right-hand man. And I was like, yo, bet. That's literally how it went.
We're two talkative human beings.
Yeah, it's I mean, usually every time I talk to this homie, like, he either just calls me and hits me up for some random shit, and then I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? That's literally how it goes. I mean, yeah, I'm usually like doing something. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? But I mean, usually he hits me up. You know, he's very, very pleasant dude, hilarious guy, and we just, you know, we just get along really that well. I mean, even though he's like 7 years like younger than me, like, you know, I respect the dude. You know, he definitely does a lot of work. And if you haven't hit this guy up, even if you need a feature, this guy's voice, you need it on your... You need this dude to spit some bars on a song of yours.
You don't want me for a feature. I'll run your whole fucking tracks. You don't fuck around and give me the rights to your song. I'll run that track for every money it's got. Yeah, I need all the monies. No, yeah, bro. Like, I do be fucking working a lot, though. Like, my entire schedule today is packed. Like...
Oh, dude.
I woke up... First of all, I feel like garbage today. I'm fucking
it's like, Jimmy, keep it real on the blueprint.
Yeah,
keep it real.
I keep it real on the blueprint. Listen, I woke up this morning, fell asleep with my eyes open. All right, woke back up, couldn't comprehend where I was. That's how fucked up I was this morning. I'm pretty sure there's still alcohol in my system right now.
Yeah, you see, like, we're going to have a very, like, fun dynamic between us two. Like, you know, there's times where I might show up and he's over here just hammered his shit. And I'm just like, hey, I got to keep it together. I'm the glue here.
He's the motherfucking glue. Like, that McDonald's drink might be spiked. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, he asked me to get him a Dr. Pepper. And I was like, all right. You want some Henny in that bitch? Or what?
Yeah, of course. No, but, like, today is, like, so I woke up. I went over to JT's house. Shout out JT408. If you're a rapper out here, you need your motherfucking engineering right, tap in with the real JT408. He's on Instagram. He's an engineer, Full Price Studios. He mixed and mastered GTA. He mixed and mastered LaRue Avenue. He mixed and mastered Impala, which is coming out April 3rd. And he mixed and mastered another song that will be coming out in May. He's a very talented individual. But I went over to his house, recorded his song today. So that was from 12 to 2, and we're doing this, and then right after this, I'm going to Stu's house to record, and then right after that, come back here to do another podcast.
Oh shit!
And then right after that, me and Stu are probably going to go to Tommy's.
Oh, so because Stu was hanging out with me yesterday, and I thought you guys were going to go record yesterday.
Tommy decided he didn't want to be at the studio.
Oh shit! Well. Yeah, it is what it is.
Fuck you, Tommy. Shout out to Tommy, Steve's Bob, on Instagram. He's a good producer. He just overthinks and he never finishes a fucking beat. We had to force him to finish the last beat he made us. He made us a beat and it was tight and he was like, I hate it. And I was like, we don't care if you hate it. Finish the motherfucking beat.
I'm assuming it's obviously like, you know, since you're kind of like his customers kind of, if you like it, I mean, he might as well just continue, right?
Right. Well, like, here's the reason why, like, songs like that, like, Come By Stu, and if it's out yet, another song that Tommy produced by Stu, are so good is because Tommy cares a lot about his instrumentals, but me and Stu constantly tell him, we're like, listen, bro, like, you're at a point where, yeah, you made your good song and now you just got to put in the work. You know what I mean? You can't be overthinking everything. Like, if we like the beat, you know, let us use the beat. You know what I mean? Which, at the same time, I feel like we're kind of hindering it a little bit, you know, because, like, I want to let him make a beat and, like, delete it as many times as he wants and then, like, finally give me the final product. I want to let him do that because I want to see exactly, like, what he can create. You know what I mean? But, like, as of right now, me and Stu, like, we're just so impatient. We're just like, finish the beat. we want it. Like, we like this. We like where you're going with it. Finish the goddamn beat.
I mean, because from what I know with like you and Stu, like you guys are constantly like trying to like, you know, work on more content, work on songs. I mean, I think both of you guys are just pretty busy. And you guys are constantly just like working on different projects. I mean, I'm doing the same thing too. Like the last month, like again, since I've been back, I've just been working, just like, you know, my job, you know, photo shoots, videos, you know, promos, you know, just like all that kind of stuff. And it's dope. It's dope to be busy. But I mean, this weekend, I'm kind of just like taking a step back, as in just trying to relax. But
take a little break.
Yeah, taking a little break. But I mean, the break is really me just getting some shit together, like fixing some shit on my car, cleaning some shit, and really just catching up on some things that, because sometimes, like, you know, I'm sure it happens to you too. When you get busy, like I'm throwing shit around, you know, moving shit. You know, I don't even pay attention to what the fuck's happening. Like I need to wash my clothes, you know, that kind of shit. Like it's
you
just,
haven't showered.
I have showered. All right, hygiene is important.
Hygiene is
especially to the blueprint. All right,
especially to the blueprint. Let me hide my teeth really quick.
Like real quick, like hygiene is important.
I forgot to brush this morning.
And you also just ate like two greasy ass
cheeseburgers. I needed them, okay? Leave me alone.
Yeah, you did. Hey, you know what? But that's why your boys got you, right? You asked me to bring you the food. I brought you the food.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, I totally understand. Like once you get to a point in like your craft where like you feel like you've done, like you finally like just did that sick ass song you wanted. But yeah, you're right. It's about the work. Like you gotta keep that momentum going. Like
you gotta put in the work.
Yeah.
All right. Fucking Jonathan 517, put in the work. All right, let's go into the game.
And he just shouting everybody out so people can find him. It's like, you know this guy? This is the guy he's talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, dude,
put in the work. Like, you're not gonna get anywhere without putting in that work. You know what I mean? You can't just manifest it. You know, like you can manifest anything, but the work has got to follow the manifestation, or vice versa. The manifestation's got to follow the work, right? If I sit here and I say I want to be a rapper, but I don't put out any songs, how the fuck am I about to be a rapper with no songs?
Yeah, it's like what body of work is going to follow you, right? Like,
exactly. Like, you got to put in that work, right? I feel like a lot of people get discouraged because they're like, oh, I want to pursue this certain activity. I want to pursue this certain craft. I want to pursue this, that, or the third. But they get so discouraged by like how unreachable it seems, right? For rappers, right? You probably heard this a lot. You got 3% chance of making it. When, I told you last time, I hate that because it's not true. You know, it's true in the sense of making it like Drake and Post and Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, or any other fucking big ass celebrity you could think of. Yeah, it's a 3% chance to make it like them. But like, honestly, bro, like you're probably better off not making it to that level. Like, it's great to be at that level, I'm sure, but it's 100% chance to make it to where you are succeeding. Like, you make it when you're able to pay every single bill and still have some pocket change from that craft. Like, you don't have a job anymore. You know what I mean? Like, with what Stu's doing, right? Shout out Stu J the Vamp. That man doesn't have a job because he doesn't need one. He makes all of his own money off of his craft, right?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, that's what he's wanted. And again, there's a lot of like artists that are like, you know, not just to like who are just like trying to like live off their craft, which is, I mean, admirable. I mean, I'm hoping to get there at some point in my life. Yeah. I mean, but right now, like the job that I have is good.
You want to live off of your craft.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. And I think we had this conversation in the practice podcast too. Like, you want to live off your craft, and I think that's the dream of any artist. Like, you just want to be doing this, like what you're doing. Like, but I mean, like for me, like I'm always like at a certain point where, like, you know, I love the job that I'm at, but like, you know, at the same time I'm working and grinding on this craft because I don't necessarily, for me, I'm sure there's a lot of other artists that have that same thing where like they don't know what they want to do with it yet. Like, either it's like they do want to live off it, or they want like maybe just something to do on the side as something that they're good at. Right. But I mean, like, everybody has their preference, but I mean, if
if you just want to do it on the side, you don't, we're not forcing you to fucking make it your job.
But what you're saying is, though, is like, if it's your goal to like make it there, then that's what the dream is. You want it to be something that you live off of, which is totally good and fine. But I mean, like, I do agree, like, you know, there's like a certain standard where they feel like they can't, like, they don't want to put in, not saying they don't want to put in the work, that's what I'm trying to say. It's more like, you know, there's like a wall they feel like they're going to hit, but I'm like, that wall's only there if you put it there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like, if you're a rapper and you put in if you're a rapper and you've been doing this for 10 years and you haven't accumulated a fan base to where you could go on tour and make a bunch of money, then you're doing something wrong. Like, you fucked up somewhere. You clearly didn't want it enough. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, Look at somebody like Riff Raff. I love Riff Raff. I love the work he puts in.
You do love Riff Raff. I found out the practice episode how much he loves Riff Raff.
I love Riff Raff because of his work. You know what I mean? He put out 3 albums last year, and he goes on tour, does fucking little venues, 500 people, $10 a ticket. He's making $10 out of 500 people. Do the mathematics here. He's doing that shit 5 nights a week. He's doing that shit 4 weeks a month. He's doing that shit fucking 6 months a year. Right?
He's getting
making
paid.
over $300,000 a year. Probably even more than that. You know, this is just quick maths I'm doing right now. But
just quick math. I mean, you caught me off guard, man, because I'm not good at math. Like,
but here's the thing: like, he gets all of that money because he's not owned, right? He doesn't have a label
to pay,
holding him down. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have a label to pay. He owns all of his masters. He owns everything. The biggest flex I ever heard in a rap song was when Gucci Mane said, "I rap, but I own all of my masters, baby." You know what I mean? That means that he owns himself. He's getting himself paid, right? The fame should be secondary. You should pursue the money first, right? Because the money is what's going to be able to keep you alive while you pursue the fame. You know what I mean? The fame should always come secondary, right? When you get to a point where you're making a lot of money, but you're not as famous, don't give up on like trying to be famous if you want to be famous, right? Just continue to pursue that. But don't think that like it is impossible to get to any position to where you could be living successfully off of rap music or photography or whatever it is you're doing, right? Because the fame doesn't pay you, right? Your art pays you. The work you put in pays you, right? You want to get to a point where you're making money, you can pay your bills, you can take care of your people, right? That's the place that you need to be focused on in terms of making it. That's what making it to me means. And there's no 3% shit about that. That's 110% if you put into work, right? So long as you put into work. One of the realest things that was ever told to me as a kid, you know, the realest game that I ever got put on when I was a little boy is that you can play anything you can do anything you put your mind to, right? Because your mind's a superpower. You know what I mean? Anything that you think about and you want to do it, so long as you work hard enough to get that done, you can get it done. Look at the fucking, like, even like actual superpowers, right? Say you wanted to fly, you know, look at the fucking...
Say you wanted to fly,
yeah,
like MJ, you know?
Look at the two brothers.
You want to fly like an eagle?
Yeah, look at the two brothers that invented the plane.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what the mind is capable of, you know, literal human flight, right? So you could do anything you put your mind to. That's the truest thing I've ever heard in my life. You know what I mean?
That's facts right there, dude.
Right.
Real facts.
On wax.
On wax.
You know what I mean?
I remember to coordinate how many snaps?
Yeah, the wax. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, put the fame secondary. Don't care about the fame. Don't even fucking think about it. Just get it out of your mind. You know what I mean? Put in the work and make your money. You know what I mean? Because at some point, the fame's going to be pursuing you.
And that's facts. Again,
right.
There's more facts. No, and see, and this is the kind of conversations that, of course, we want to be having on the Blueprint. Just like, you know, us, you know, just giving you our point of view. Like, we're not saying we're right or wrong, but we're just giving you our point of view of, like, things that we've experienced as, like, you know, artists. Because, like, I do agree, like, yeah, you can do anything you put your mind to. And that's something that I live by as well, just because, like, you know, for the longest time, like, I've spent, like, going through, like, my life, like, trying to figure out what the fuck I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, the smallest thing, like a camera, just kind of just opened my eyes to do something creative. And I've always wanted to do something creative with my mind. I've always wanted to, like, do something with, like, my head, like, something that I could just do and make. And I never really thought that would be art, like, until, like, you know, I went to college and I took, like, random art classes and shit. And, yeah, at that moment, I kind of realized, like, man, I could do something in life just making some shit. And
right.
And then that's how that kind of started. So yeah, you could, anything you put your mind to. It could be like creating something, it could be sewing something, or like if you want to like go after that one job you want, like you can get it if you just put your mind to it.
Right. Yeah. On wax.
On wax. If we need to coordinate the three, what is it, 3 snaps?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. we'll get it down. We'll definitely get it down on wax.
Another thing that I wanted to I wanted to say, to put into the Ethics of Game Bible, okay? This is going to be...
Somewhere we're going to have like a besides like the Blueprint thing, we're also going to have like an Ethics of Game Bible.
Just the Ethics of Game Bible, all right? This is going to be Blueprint 517, all right? Stop calling your dreams dreams, call them goals, right? Because calling them dreams makes them seem unattainable, right? Dreams...
Oh, that's a good note.
Dreams aren't real, you know what I mean? Dreams are just shit that you do when you sleep. It's a dream, right? A dream is just making it seem unreal, making it seem unachievable. Stop calling your goals dreams, call them goals, because that's something that's obtainable, right? you know.
And here at the Blueprint, we're here to obtain those goals and also help you obtain those goals by spreading the word on what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
And, especially for us here, like we're getting, we're trying to put ourselves on here just because, again, we're trying to obtain this goal of creating a very successful podcast. But at the same time, like, does it matter if we do it or not? No. But we're here to like just have fun, talk, and help everybody else out.
And put the community first, right? Because nobody else is doing this. Everybody else is, doing their own thing, which all respect to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely like a good amount of people like doing podcasts out here. Like, and there is like, I think there is another podcast too, that they talk about. Like, the thing is like, I can't, names escape me all the time. But I mean, like, really, like, there's podcasts like I think there's another podcast out here that does talk about like, like with other artists and stuff. But I mean, everybody's doing it like in their own different way. And that's really all that matters. Like, no, it's not a competition, anything like that. We're all just here to just have fun. And I think it's cool that there's other podcasts or people are putting more podcasts out because it gives, like, I think I told you about this too. It gives more eyes to like the people that we have on the podcast.
Right.
And that's really what's important. Everybody's trying to help everybody out. And that's fine. I mean, like, again, like with the Cochino show, like, they asked him to be on the podcast, and I'm pretty sure. I think I did mention that we had a podcast too on there. It was probably like after we had spoken, but I'm like, yeah, because their setup was fucking sick too. Like, I mean, like, you should ask them to be on that podcast too because it's fucking hilarious. But they have a really nice setup, and and their goal is just like just to have fun, talk some nasty shit. But at the same time, like it kind of helps like the person that they're interviewing kind of like loosen up, and you get to know like a different side of them too. Like if you know the one side of this person, I guarantee you go to the Cochino show, and those homies are gonna just loosen you up, bro.
I would love to get crazy as fuck on this podcast, which we might. You know what I mean? We might just be two.
I mean, the second we have the stripper here, who knows what kind of conversation we're gonna get into? Like, we're gonna, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, Jimmy's just gonna be like, just drooling out the mouth, just foaming.
You got a husband? What you doing, son? Shit.
Oh man.
Hey, show us your little dance. Show us a dance that blew you up as a stripper.
Yeah, we're gonna just clear the table.
Let's get the Bible.
It's like, can you dance with the Bible, please?
Can you dance with the Ethic Games Bible? We'll write a motherfucking book, all right? We'll write a Bible.
Yeah, that's another project in progress. We'll get on that. I mean, to be honest, everything we just said, we're just making it up, and we're like, you know what? It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal idea.
It's like, you know what? We're gonna get some shit like that. We're gonna get a blueprint map. We're gonna get a Bible. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool.
The setup's gonna get better. You know what I mean? But we're not too worried about the setup right now. We're just trying to get something to where we can have a setting. You know what I mean? But like I said at the start of the podcast, it's not about what the podcast looks like. It's about what it sounds like. Especially for podcasts like The Blueprint, where a lot of it is more educational in terms of helping you in your craft and whatever you're doing. So we're not too worried about what the setup's going to look like. I think the most worry we've put into is how the fuck we're going to fit a third person in here.
Yeah, we're gonna figure that out.
Yeah.
But I mean, really, we're just doing it at his place. But we will figure out a way to make it better, and we also need to get other mics for the other people, of course.
New guests, yeah.
And also, like, we're still working on the setup too, like here at his place. We might shift it at some point, but I mean, right now we have lo-fi playing. Can't go wrong with lo-fi.
Can't go wrong.
But I mean, we're just really here, just hanging out, just talking.
Hanging out.
And we got a camera in front of us.
Yeah. Focus on what we're talking about for now. Okay. Don't focus on
Don't focus on lo-fi.
Yeah. Don't focus on the. What is even going on here?
It's an animation, I'd say, and I think she's constantly.
Sound like the most out of tune person.
Yeah,
it's an animation. I believe
it's an anime. No, but we're big. Yeah, but we're also big anime lovers here too. That's a different thing.
Oh yeah.
But I think what's happening is she's writing on continuous, just writing on the same book.
Man, she's about to nail the fuck out of that test. She's been studying for like 3 years.
I mean, yeah, I think so. Because isn't this like the usual like animation going on for lo-fi?
Yeah. I'm telling you.
To be honest, I haven't really ever like actually paid attention to it now that we're looking at it. And I was like, oh shit, she's constantly writing on the same notepad, giving a right look to the cat, and then flips the page.
This is the definition of work right here. Okay, well, this is going to be our fucking icon because look at her. She is working her ass off.
It's the straight grind.
Goals, right?
And you got to have a nice animal or pet by your side. That's
at all times.
That's literally what lo-fi.
But listen, she don't have any dreams. She got goals. You understand? Goals, people. Fuck your dreams. Have some goals.
Have some goals.
Exactly.
Goals forever. That's what we're doing. Just goals all day.
Goals all day. Listen,
all day.
Dreams are fake. Goals are real.
And by goal, we're not talking about soccer goals. Like, I mean, I guess you could because that's when you score. But this is the goals.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm just
Shut up.
But hey, I was just trying to say, he's like, whoa, where are you taking this?
Why are we talking about soccer now?
No, I don't know. I don't know anything about soccer really.
So what's a piece of advice you could give to starting out photographers that you wish you had when you first started?
I would say I'd say the best advice I can give any photographer is just like don't be afraid to ask for help, man. Like because there's other photographers out there, especially like here in fucking Reno. You know what I'm saying? Like we're a small town. There's a shit ton of photographers. Like it's a lot easier these days for people to just pick up a camera and shoot. Like you got your iPhone. Yeah. You got affordable cameras out there now.
That's how Brandon started off.
Yeah. So
he took my iPhone. He's taking pictures.
He just took it. Yeah. Like, wait, you talking about he took your phone, or like we talking about like he just grabbed your phone and started taking pics of you?
No, he forcefully took it from me.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn.
He said, "I want to take photos, and I just want to keep your phone."
But yeah, that's the best way to tell him. Just like just don't be afraid to ask for help because.
And shout out to photographers from Reno too: Ethan, PJ, Brandon Perez.
Dude, those the homies, bro. Like. And to be honest, and those are people that we definitely mention too. Like, shout out to all of them too. Like, reach out for help. Any photographer should be open to just hearing, listening to people and just talking to them because people want to learn or want some advice. Like, I've had people ask me just some advice on film photography because they're thinking of wanting to get into that too, or what cameras and stuff like that too. And dude, I'm an open book, man. If you want to know how to do it, or how to get into it, man, I'm gonna try to lead you in the right direction.
Right.
I'm never not gonna hide anything from anybody. If you have a serious question about it, I'm there to help you. And if you want somebody to just go shoot around with and just just chop it up, I'm for it too.
Yeah.
But that's the best way to get anybody. Don't be afraid to ask for help, especially here in Reno.
I feel like some of the best things you could do for as a creative person, you could network. Yeah, because networking will get you there.
Networking is very, very important, and that's what I could think with photography. Not only have I made a bunch of new homies and friends and friendships that I have now, but that's because of photography. But I mean you definitely know some people that do these other things that can help you out and projects you want to work on. And I'm sure the same thing with music. You find new artists that you can work with. If you need somebody for a hook, you know who to go to.
Exactly. Yeah, the networking is probably the biggest thing I can do for myself, right?
Is that the advice you can give somebody? Network. Don't be afraid to not network.
Honestly, yeah. To be honest, networking has gotten me to my good position, right? I feel like the best way for you to grow when you have zero fans and you know what I mean, you don't have that support behind you, just fucking network with people. You know what I mean? The first rapper I ever networked with was Trev Stone.
Yeah, Trev.
Yeah, Trev put me on a lot of games. Shout out Trev Stone.
That's all good.
After that, I reached out to Young Presley. He connected me to Unguided and ZP Radic. Shout out ZP Radic and Unguided.
Yeah, Stu's kind of connecting me with a lot of these other artists too. Me being able to be before we were doing events at Jub Jubs. That's how I got more into shooting events and stuff.
Right.
And and shout out to Paul Hustler. That's the homie there too. He's the one that kind of gave me some tips, and I've definitely am very grateful for him to be able to be able to help somebody that's just trying to get into it and just give me good advice on how to shoot.
Right. Yeah. If you're starting out and you're a creative human being and you do creative shit, you make music, you photography, network with us. You know what I mean? Network with JK. Network with me if you're a rapper. If you're a photographer, network with him.
Yeah, we can lead you to the right people, man. Everybody has a skill set or something that they can do that we can't do. And I mean, and nobody's not afraid to admit we can't do something, but we got the right person for you too. So I think I do agree. That networking is definitely a big thing too. And don't be afraid to do it. If somebody invites you to go hang out, hang out with them. You never know if you're gonna get more close to that person and you're gonna meet some other people. I mean, obviously it's a little harder with COVID and shit, but I mean, again, we're at the end of the tunnel here. So at some point, that networking is going to be big here, and you're definitely going to meet a lot of other creatives out there that'll definitely, help you in the long run. Not just for you yourself, if you're a photographer, musician, whatever, but meeting other people with different backgrounds, different crafts. It really inspires you and helps you. And that kind of networking too is always fun. What if you need somebody in the background that's sewing? That would be dope.
Yeah, and you also just need people in your circle that do the same shit as you do, right? Because when you see somebody else in that circle working harder than you, it's going to push you to work harder than them, right? Because we're all competitive people.
I mean, it's human nature, bro.
It's human nature to be competitive, right? So you want to surround yourself with people that are going to push you. That are going to push you to compete, right? If you surround yourself with people that just tell you that you're the best and you're the coolest, and they don't do the shit that you do, you know what I mean? They don't take pictures, they don't do music, anything like that. They're not going to push you to become a better version of yourself, right? You're going to want to surround yourself. Networking is important for your business and for your mental, for your mind, right? Because for your business, it will help you grow, right? Because they introduce you to people that will introduce you to more people. If you get them on songs with you, you know, their fans are going to fuck with you. If you guys have photo shoots together, that's only going to network you to more clients on each other's part. So yeah, for your business, it's going to help you grow, but it's going to help your mentality grow as well. It's going to help your mind elevate to a new level, because now you got another person within your circle that does the same thing as you, and they might be doing it 15 times harder. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, shout out ZP Radic, because he's in my circle and I see him working his ass off, and that just makes me want to work that much harder, right? That's the kind of shit I need in my life in terms of when it comes to this music shit. I'm sure with you, you know, with all of your photography people in your circle,
just everybody.
You see PJ or Paul or Ethan working hard.
Oh, dude, always, you know man. I mean? Yeah. Like every photographer that I met up to this point, like,
and guarantee that makes you want to work that much harder.
Definitely, like I would definitely guarantee, like I definitely pay attention to what everybody's doing. I mean, granted, I'm not on like social media as often as I can, just because I like to kind of put myself away from it sometimes, because it can get a little toxic when you see too much of it, because then you start down yourself. But yeah, I mean, it's good. Like, you know, when I do pay attention, I do watch what everybody's doing, and I see somebody's like photo, like, damn, that's fire. You know what I'm saying? That just pushes me. It's like, you know what, man, I want to create some crazy shit like that too. So yeah, it's definitely good to, like, you know, to definitely be like observant and, like, you know, network and, like, just, you know, be open to, like, I'd say indulge in that competitiveness and, like, be the best that you can be. Obviously, everybody wants to be the best, but I mean, for me, I'm trying to be the best in my own way, and I'm sure you are too. You're trying to be the best in your own way, or maybe you're trying to be the best in general. I don't give a fuck. You know, I mean, yeah, you know, again, that's just, you know, based on personality. Everybody wants to be, man.
No, it's just like you just want people in your circle that will help you achieve your goals and will help you become a better version of yourself.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, I'm sure you feel like, I mean, I'm not sure if you do feel like that, but I'm sure you feel like right now the people you have in your circle, they're gonna push you. They're gonna tell you ask when you ask.
Yeah, on what, bro? Like fucking Stu. That fucking guy.
Oh yeah, Stu's very in your. I wouldn't say in your face, but he's very, like, blunt about, like.
No, he's in your chest. Yeah. Like, he is in your chest.
I guess he's in your chest.
I hang out with Stu the most out of everybody that I know.
Oh, okay.
And that man constantly, bro. Like, I'm starting to just, you know, think that he just hates me. Because he's just like, because we'll be in the car and he'll be playing the song and be like, play my song, and you'll be like, no, your shit sucks, dude. I don't want to listen to it.
Damn, I mean,
but I need that hatred. I need that hatred.
You need that kind of motivation. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
You got to work harder, right? Because if you just have people complimenting you all the time, you're just going to get a big head about it and think that you have nothing to work on.
Personally, I mean,
that's why I got turned down from, like, graphic design, because I had too many people in my life telling me that I was good, and nobody was telling me what I was doing wrong or what looked wrong. You know, now I have Stu being like, he's like, all you do is put overlays and you say you're the best, and I'm like, because I am the best. But
I mean, the best at overlays.
Yeah, I'm the best at overlays. You know what I mean? Shit. But I got turned down from that, and I got turned down from drawing and shit because I had too many people in my life telling me I was good, or I was, like, talented for my age in terms of having the ability to draw something like the shit I was drawing, and I got turned down from it because too many people were telling me that I was good. I didn't have enough people telling me, like, what I needed to be working on in order for me to grow. So I got bored of it. If you have too many people in your circle telling you you're the best, like you got Tommy Lee and Joe, you know, all in your circle, they don't rap, right? But they listen to your songs and all three of them are like, that's the best song I ever heard. It's fucking tight. It's the best song yet. It's not going to help you grow. What's wrong with the song? Tell your boy. You know what I mean? Like, have your friends tell you what's wrong with the song, what they would change, what they do or don't like about it. You need people in your circle that will give you actual critiques. And the best people to get are people that are in the same craft as you, right? And sometimes you get those people that are just extremely agreeable in terms of, like, you know, I'm fucking with this one rapper and he's like, yeah, this is a great song, it's dope, but he's not going to tell me. You know what I mean? I shouldn't talk to him about any of my music from then. Like, I, talk to him from like a business standpoint, but don't try to seek any critiques from him. You want people that will give you actual criticism, because those are the people that will help you grow as an artist, right? Not even just as a rapper, as a photographer, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure when you meet up with other photographers, you show them photos and they're like, that's cool, but I don't like this about it.
Yeah. And I'm always, and that's why for me personally, like I'm never like, I mean, I'm not, I will say right now, I'm not good at giving like positive feedback or like that kind of criticism. Like if anything, I always ask them like, why are they doing this? Or like, cause I just want them to be able to answer that. And then that kind of has them thinking. So I'm questioning their method. But I mean, I'm not trying to like, just bag on them and shit. Which I mean, again, everybody.
You got to sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to. I'm not gonna say that. Sometimes like, damn, like that's ass. Or like, or
Damn,
you.
Bro, that shit sucks.
Yeah. Or you could tell them like, it's cool, but it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then that makes the person think like, hey, why isn't that for him? Like, am I doing something wrong? Or can I fix it somehow?
Yeah.
Like, or when people ask me like, what would you do? I'm like, oh, well, I'd shoot it from like this angle, or like, go over this way. It's always finding like a different way to approach something.
That's how I feel like I'm one of the best people to talk to about the music shit, because I am very blunt about it. Unguided, shout out Unguided, good homie of mine.
Yeah.
That fucking guy, I fucking love him. And
good homie, man.
But he's a good guy. He shows me his music all the time, and every time he shows it to me, I'm like, I don't like it. I think it sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but the songs that he has shown me where I was like, that's amazing, it's like his biggest fucking song. You know what I mean? And ever since he and I have started talking in terms of like, just being friends and him showing me his music, there's been this huge growth in how he approaches things, right? His music has gotten so much better. You know what I mean? Because when I first met Unguided, it was for a verse on Revenue. You know what I mean? And I did it purely because I just needed somebody on that spot and I didn't know any other rappers. You know what I mean? But I'm glad I got Unguided because, he's a very good business friend of mine and he's a very good friend of mine in general. But I didn't like his music at the time because it just wasn't for me, right? He was on the Lyrical Miracle shit, you know what I mean? But now, like...
Lyrical Miracle?
No, like, for real, like... But, like, now, like, he's making, phenomenal music. Like, he has this one song, which, by the way, he needs to fucking put it out. Chris, you know what I'm talking about. His, like, this song is fucking phenomenal. Yeah. It's easily his best song, you know what I mean? And I don't think he would have been able to make something like this if it wasn't for people like me being in his life. You know what I mean? Because people like me have been pushing him. His other songs, we've always been like, you know what I mean? Like, Chris, you're a phenomenal artist, you know what I mean? But it's good to have people like us in your group because we help you grow as a person. And this fucking song is amazing. He's bouncy as shit. It's a fucking vibe, you know what I mean? Like, he's bouncing with the beat. The beat is bouncing hella, you know what I mean? It's just a dope-ass fuccking song. He needs to fucking drop it. Okay, because it's so good, you motherfucker. And he's got like 3 songs like that.
Yeah, I was about to say like since I mean again I haven't heard this, so that means it's probably not out yet.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at like listening to people's songs like when they come out. But I usually get to them. I get to them at some point, like because I listen to a shit ton of music anyway. But like who doesn't? But I mean still. But yeah, if we haven't heard it yet, that means this here at the Blueprint, we're telling Chris Unguided, the homie, to release this song. If he's saying that he has you. That song is having you bounce and shit, we need to see it.
You know exactly what song I'm fucking talking about. Because every time I'm on the phone with him, I'm like, hey, can you play that song for me real quick? I'm not going to...
Oh, it's one of those. It's one of those.
I'm not going to say the title or nothing like that. I'm not going to reveal your brand. But like that's like one of like 2 songs that he has. He has like another one that is just so fucking hard.
Has you bouncing?
Yeah. Like he has this other song where like it has this hard ass fucking riser to it and the beat drops hella hard as shit. And he's like on like...
dope.
He has like this crazy ass fucking verse to it. It's like some shit I never thought he'd ever fucking put out, right? Because he's very much like a positive, I'm a rapidy rap rapper. You know what I mean? But this one was straight up like triplet flows. Like he had like the double voices and it was so hard as fuck. Like it was for another guy, right? The song was for somebody else, but I convinced him to like not send a feature back and for him to just keep it for himself. So he stole this other person's song. But I'm like, you need to keep it for yourself.
I was about to say, is it cool that you're saying this out loud so people know that you stole it?
No, it's cool. It's cool because this guy's like super low key. Like he's like just starting, you know what I mean? And like his music's not at a point to where like it would sound good if like Chris were to send that song back to him. You know what I mean? If Chris sent that song back to him, that song would be terrible. You know what I mean? Because he's just not at that point, right? This other kid. because like he's still learning. He's probably using his phone to record. You know how we all started. I'm not saying he's trash. You know what I mean? Because we were all trash.
Yeah, that's not what you're saying.
Yeah, we were
He's
all
not
garbage.
trash.
We were all garbage when we first started off. You know what I mean? We were just we weren't trash. We were undereducated.
Yeah,
and that's where he's at. And
I remember that. We're not trash, just undereducated.
Yeah, but I'm telling Chris, I'm like, listen. Don't send it back to him. I'm like, keep this fucking song because this shit is so hard. I'm not saying any names and I'm not saying the title of the song, but I'm just saying like this situation happened. Yeah. And like he did that. He's like, all right, I'll keep it. And I was like, all right, now put me on it.
It's like, all right, now put me on.
Now let me ruin the song. Yeah. But no, like that's what I'm talking about though. You need people in your social circle that do the same things as you and that are willing to push you, right? That's why I like being around Stu because Stu will constantly push me. Yeah. And Chris's music.
Stu's a good homie to have, man. Yeah, when you need to hear it, he's the guy.
Yeah, Stu's a great dude to network with. You know what I mean? And but like Chris, like I feel like if it wasn't for me, Stu, and whoever else is in his social circle that's not constantly agreeing with everything that he's doing, has been able to push himself to a new point to where he's making better music than he ever has. Like you listen, when this song that I'm talking about, like the song that I was talking about a second ago drops, listen to that song, then listen to like one of his first songs, like when Revenue came out, like Loud and Crazy Person, right? You're gonna realize that like, okay, yeah, this like he grew as a fucking person. I feel like if Chris didn't have me or Stu in his life, he would still be making songs like Royal Match and Loud and Crazy Person, which are good records, you know what I mean? But they're not as good as Chris could be, right? Chris is like so much better than he used to be. And that's the power of having people in your social circle that will not fucking hype you up all the time. You need people to hype you up, right? But you also need people that will pull you down to reality and like let you know, be like, this is what you're fucking up in. This is what you need to fix, right? That's what you need, because those people, they're going to be the people that are going to help you grow to be the best person you could be, right? And that goes beyond art. That goes just to you as a human. You know what I mean? Like if you walk around doing the same shit every single day and people just like let you be okay with it, then you're not going to grow as a human being. You need people that will check you, right? Blueprint 517. Get some homies that'll check you. Okay.
And that's the philosophy for the day, man. But if that's pretty much it for what we got to discuss for the first episode. Just want to say thank y'all for tuning in. Whoever's watching,
thank you very much.
Welcome to the first episode of Blueprint. I'm JK. This is the boy Jimmy Teflon. Jimbo. Teflon. He's got plenty of names attached to him too.
Yep. Too many aliases, bro.
Too many aliases.
All right. Shout out everybody that we shouted out in the podcast today. Ethan, PJ, Paul Hustler, ZP Radix, Stu J the Vamp, Unguided, Trev Stone.
Yeah, the Cachino show with my boy Ryan and Doc.
And Doc Gruesome, right?
Yeah, Doc Gruesome. That's another homie right there.
Yeah. Shout out everybody that we, you know what I mean? We really fuck with the community and we want to help them. We want to help the community. So welcome to the Blueprint. Thank you for watching. That was good.
Bang, good shit, dude.